France fell on June 20th of 1940. World War II had not really begun. I know that we often say that the war began in September when Germany invaded Poland, but the two major powers that would turn these European wars into a global conflict, the Soviet Union and the United States, had not entered the war. In other words, from 1939 to the fall of France had been a series of European border wars. Norway, Poland, Denmark, Belgium, Holland, France. And in every single one of them, except one, Germany had been successful. Italy had piled on. Italy had been successful in Abyssinia. It had troops in Libya. For all practical purposes, the war was over with. The Western European powers had lost. Those in Eastern Europe who had not joined Germany, the Hungarians, the Romanians, were going to be defeated, as in the case of the Poles. Britain alone stood by itself, and it did stand by itself. The United States was not willing to enter to help Britain during the Blitz. The Blitz had not worked, but on the other hand, Britain had no power to conduct offensive operations against the Third Reich. So what happened? Did Hitler end the war? He tried to make entreaties to Churchill, and he said, I went down to the poker table, I got my winnings, I want to get up now and leave. And Churchill, by sheer force of will, said no. Hitler went to his generals and said, how can we force Britain out of the war? The United States is not helping them. Russia is not helping them. Why do they still want to fight? And he got the answer that he could do it by submarines, but not by the Luftwaffe, and maybe not even by U-boats. So he concocted a crazy scheme, in some sense, to attack his partner, the Soviet Union, defeat the Soviet Union, and gain so many assets and so much prestige that then Britain would not stand by itself against all of Europe and the Soviet Union.